Hi, it's Dr. Davis. Welcome to the words of A. Davis Smith. And now I want to take a second to kind of look at dating from a female perspective, from a woman's perspective. Citing or quoting my girl, WAP I guess is what's happening at this phase. And so I really want to talk about, the phases that a woman can go through or should go through. Once again, aligning her behavior with where she is in the relationship cycle. And so once again, making sure she's giving appropriately based on where she is in the cycle. And so we look at kind of level one for women, and you'll see this model directly aligns or matches the levels identified for the men in the prior section. And so level one, the bronze package, keep your hands to yourself, Mister. Um, and so once again, this is a dating phase where the goal once again is to get information about the individual to make a determination about whether or not this should be another date. And so you're driven by a desire to gather information, gather facts, not the impression management that I talked about earlier. But once again, your goal is to gather information to make a determination of, do I want to see this joker again? That's what you're driven by. So what I'm telling the women, and this is once again maybe unpopular, I'm not strictly telling you what to do with your body. It is your body, your choice. But and we'll talk a little bit later about some of the things that come from those choices. But once again, my suggestion to you is that your first date should be strictly platonic. Sleeping with a man on a first date can often be really bad news. I know a lot of men, and I count myself among them, that a woman that I slept with on the first date automatically is not wife material. Because I'm going to assume she sleeps with everyone on the first date. I'm not going to be delusional and believe that I'm so wonderful and fabulous and amazing that she did something with me that she never does before. I'm a psychologist. I believe that behavior is consistent. So if you'll sleep with me on the first date, you may have had a date yesterday, you slept with Jim, and the day before that, you slept with Bob. And so sleeping with a man on the first date that you're interested in trying to get to know for a long-term relationship is not a good look. So my suggestion once again is the first date should be strictly platonic. Handshake, fist bump, whatever it takes, low level contact, no bumping uglies. Um, I think dates 2 to 4 should be limited to physical contact like hugging or a kiss on the cheek. Maybe general kissing or low level kissing. Once again, you want to make sure that you're giving to the man what's consistent with where you are in the dating cycle. You don't know this dude. You're getting to know him. Take it slow. He'll respect you more for it in general. And once again, you're giving what's appropriate for the level of the relationship. Dates 5 to 7 may be a little bit more intimate, but nothing beyond kissing. Once again, I wouldn't suggest let him hit a home run. Third base may be the limit to how far he can go. Um, you don't want sex or the possibility of sex to cloud your process of getting to know each other, to cloud your judgment. Oh, he was the bomb in bed. I love him. Or whatever it is. Once again, the longer you keep sex off the table, I think that the better you are to focus on the getting to know him, getting to know each other part, and it gets less cloudy and confusing about what's really going on, and how to figure out the best way to navigate. Do I want to see this dude again? If the sex is bomb, he may be a trash conversationalist, but you're thinking about seeing him again for the wrong reason. It doesn't help you make a good decision. Um, Once again, you want to focus on getting to see if he's worth continuing to get to know. Is he worth your time? Time is the commodity that we can't get back. And so if you're wasting time with this joker, you're not out there finding the guy that the God has for you, the guy that you're supposed to be with. So once again, don't waste your time on a dude that isn't worth your time. And in general, once again, it shouldn't exceed 10 dates or 3 months. You should have a good idea within 10 days or 3 months about whether or not this dude is worth being in a relationship with. And so take your time, put in the effort, put in the work. Withhold the sex. Yes, it's unpopular. Even as a man, it's hard for me to even say it, but withhold the sex if you're really interested in figuring out whether or not there's long term potential for this relationship. Assuming that there is, 3 months, 10 dates, you should be willing to move into to the silver package. Hopefully, at this point, he's feeling you. He recognizes you as someone he wants to get to know even better, and so you move into kind of this phase where it's the silver package, where I quote my boy, it seems like you're ready. This is referred to as kind of the girlfriend phase, where once again the sole purpose is to see if he's husband material for you. Beyond feelings, once again, the same question I asked the dude. Do the two of you make sense on paper? Is there compatibility in the ways that there needs to be? Do you think about things in the same way or comparable ways or complementary ways? Once again, um, are you continuing to do your due diligence to figure out whether or not this dude is the right dude? Um, Once again, you should be able to get to this phase in 10 months, 2 dates, 3 months or less. During the girlfriend phase, I'm going to go out on a limb, not really. Sex is okay, but it needs to be protected sex. You don't want to have a child with a man that's not your husband. This is me and my opinion. Um, Lots of bad things happen, particularly for women, particularly for black women, when they make a decision to have a child with a man that's not their husband. So don't let the dude shoot up the club. That's not a good look. Sex is cool, but protected sex is the name of the game. It doesn't matter what he's saying, whispering, pull out all that craziness. Yeah, nah, dude. Either you strap on or be out is my recommendation. Um, Another suggestion I have for the women: don't pull out every chick that you have in your sexual freak bag. Once again, he's not your husband. Don't be spinning off the walls and I'm not gonna get graphic. Don't be going all out on a dude that's not your husband. Say something for the honeymoon. Yeah, say something for the honeymoon. Don't give him everything you got, trying to blow his mind. Once again, give him what's appropriate for the level of relationship is the key here. Um, this girlfriend phase, once again, shouldn't last more than 6 months if you're not wasting time. It's 6 months. You should have a good idea about if he got on one knee, whether you say yes or not. Once again, you don't necessarily control when he pops down on one knee, but when he does, you should already have in your mind, based on your due diligence, whether you're going to say yes or no. Um, and then once again, since you're not having unprotected sex at this stage, getting pregnant should not be a concern. However, as an adult, I recognize that things happen, condoms break, stuff just happens. If something unexpected happens, you don't want to have a baby with a man that's not your husband. Once again, I've said it before. You have options, and I'm not going to go into those options. I don't want to get into people's political or personal religious beliefs. I'll just say there are options, and so, but once again, I'm going to go over some of the stats related to women who have babies with men that aren't their husbands, and it's a pretty gloomy picture. So I'll talk about that later. Once again, you have options, and I'm going to leave it at that. Um, Assuming everything goes well, you're really, really feeling them. He passing all the tests. The girlfriend process works good. The 6 months have gone by, and you're like, yeah, I think if he got on the knee, yeah, I think I'd say yes. I think I'd say yes. You're there. Takes us to kind of level 3, the gold package. I said yes. So this is kind of the fiance phase where the sole purpose, once again, is to do your final check. Even when like they're landing planes, they do like the final flight check. Are we ready? Are we all good for landing? So once again, you want to be able to see a lot more of them, and you'll get more access to them, so you get a better idea about their true personality to really help you make that final decision about whether or not you're going to walk down the aisle. It doesn't end with saying yes. You still got to get down the aisle, and so there's lots of room for changing your mind if you're not seeing the things that you need to see. Um, Once again, you should be able to get to this point by 6 months of the girlfriend phase. Once again, I still don't advise unprotected sex, um, but you should be more comfortable being more sexually aggressive, assertive, outgoing, wild, kinky, whatever it is. But once again, don't give them everything. Just say something for the honeymoon. Say something new and unexpected for the honeymoon. Don't give them everything. Um, um, you at this phase, carrying his child, you're closer to the finish line than you were as a girlfriend. Still not optimal, I don't believe. But once again, there's a certain level of comfort that can come with having a ring on and carrying his child. So I can see that. But once again, I don't think that's necessarily the best look, but or your best option. But once again, to each his or her own. And once again, as I said with the gentleman, in your fiance phase really shouldn't last more than 1 year. It should be 1 year walking down the aisle. It doesn't take that long to make plans and make the decision to do this damn thing. Then phase 4, you walk down the aisles, and I have here like you can leave out the obey part, and something that women say like I ain't obeying a damn thing. But once again, this is the wife phase, and that's your damn husband now. So all bets are off. You know, do whatever you want to do, caution to the wind, freak bag wide open, spinning from the ceilings, helicopters, got whatever going on. This is your phrase. This is your phase. This is where you're trying to get to. Let it all hang out. Do you boo, as they say. So those are the 4 levels that I propose for women. Once again, similar to the phases that I propose for men. Treating sex like the commodity it is. As a wise man once said, women control access to sex, men control access to relationships. So once again, making sure that you're giving of yourself at a level that's consistent with where you are in the relationship cycle. Can't stress that enough.